All right, so angle similarity is the assignment at the end of Unit 8. We will be having a test over all of this stuff, not next week, but the week after. So next week I'll be sending out a review, giving video of all the review, and then the test will be the next week. Angle similarity, very simple. So go to our first slide here, and angle similarity. Given two triangles, the student will use the angle criterion to prove similarity and then solve problems. So here's your rule. If two triangles have two congruent angles, then the triangles must be similar. And the big deal here is if they're similar, you're going to be able to do a proportion to solve problems. So that's where this is leading. Okay? Similar means same shape, different sizes. Congruent means same shape, same size, and they're referring to just the angles here. So as you can see, this angle here, which corresponds with that angle, your triangles are in the same position, are the same exact measurement. This triangle here, which is in the same position as that triangle there, are both 35 degrees. Since they have two corresponding angles that are the same measurement, then they are similar, and we can solve for a missing side if we needed a distance on one of the sides of the triangles. Okay, we're not solving for this missing angle right now. You wouldn't need to do this. You would just, add 35 and 71, subtract them from 180, and that would give you the angle. We're not doing that right now. What we're doing is learning that if the triangles are similar, because they have two congruent angles, then the triangles are similar, and we will be able to set up a proportion to find a missing side, because we'll be doing indirect measurement. Okay, and you are calculating a distance without actually measuring it. Okay, so to do this indirect measurement, you first prove you have similar triangles with angle similarity, and then you're going to use a proportion to calculate the distance. Corresponding sides of similar triangles are always proportional. Remember, that was part of the big definition. The corresponding sides are proportional. All right, next slide here. So here's an example. You have a statue that casts a shadow 30 feet long. So here's our shadow down here. Okay? And then at the same time that statue is casting that shadow, you have a person over here who is 5 feet tall. So there's his height. And he has a shadow 6 feet long. So they want to find out the height of the statue. So here we go. These little symbols here, this little single line here corresponds with the single line there. That means those two angles are congruent to each other. This right here with the double line and this right here with the double line mean those angles are congruent to each other. Therefore, these triangles are similar. So we're going to set up our proportion to find the distance or the height of our triangle. So here we go. We set up our UGF. I know it's been a while since you've seen that. U for units, G for given, and then F for find. Okay? So you could say big to small, meaning big triangle to little triangle. Okay? You could also do statue to person, however you want to do it. But we'll make it simple, and we'll just say big to small. Okay, so here on our big triangle, what did they give you? They gave you the shadow, which is 30 feet, and that corresponds with the shadow over here on the little triangle, which is 6 feet. And we are finding the height of the statue, which is on the big picture, so there's the variable, and it corresponds with the height of the person, which is 5 feet. So we cross multiply, and I am going to multiply diagonal that has the variable first, because that's real easy. 6 times x is 6x, and that is going to equal the answer to 30 times 5, which is 150. And now if I'm solving for x, which is the height of the statue, since 6 and x are multiplying, the only thing I can do is divide both sides by my coefficient 6. My 6's cancel, and now I'm going to get my 25 feet tall. So there would be my height of my statue. Okay, let's look at the next example. Determine the distance D across the Red River. So this little line here is the line you're trying to find. So if my triangles are similar, I can set up a proportion. Well, they each have right angles, okay? And here's kind of your other teaching. This line here and this line here are parallel to each other. And then this right here is acting like a transversal. So when that happened, you created your 8 angles, and your vertical angles, okay, are going to be congruent. So that means these 2 angles right in here from our little line there are congruent. Plus they have the 2 right angles, so they're similar. That's not going to be a big deal. You pretty much everything you do on your assignment is going to be similar. Okay, all right, so let's get rid of some of this stuff to make it easier. So here we go. We're going to set up our UGF. So again, units, given, find. I'm going to do a big triangle, 2 small triangles. So here's my big and here's my small. Okay? Given means they gave it to me in the formula, in the problem, excuse me. So right here on the big, they gave me this distance here, 1.8 kilometers. And that line there corresponds to this line here. So that's 0.9 kilometers. Those little decimals go away. We are finding this distance D here on the Red River. So we are looking for our river on the big picture. And then that line corresponds with this one right here. So once again, find your variable, multiply that diagonal first. So 0.9 times x is 0.9x. And that diagonal has to equal the other diagonal. 1.8 times 1 is 1.8. Again, you're solving for x, so the only thing we can do now is divide by 0.9. And that's going to give us x is equal to 2. And don't forget there was a decimal there. Okay? So 2 kilometers for our Red River. Okay? All right. That's it for the note. Although, actually, you know what? I want to go add... And I want to show you something. So first of all, when they start talking about shadows and stuff that's standing, always remember to draw, if it asks you to draw a picture, which it's going to in one of the assignments, anything that's standing, just draw a vertical line. So if that was a tree, and then this was something else, there are my standing items. And then the minute they say shadow, then your shadows are going to come out like this. Just draw them the same. I call them the L problems, the shadow problems. And so then you can label your distances. So if you had, they wanted you to find, say, this shadow over here, that means they had to give you a number here. This had to be given. Remember, on all proportions, 3 numbers are given. You're looking for a 4th. This side had to be given. This side had to be given. And then you could set up your proportion again, your UGF, calling this big to small. So when they're asking you to draw pictures and do something standing in the shadow, just draw the L problems, okay? That'll help. All right, I'm going to have another video which addresses the actual assignment that you're going to do, some of the problems. All right.